those things that increases the value on that property, the gain goes into the TIF fund. So every year, we get, the city gets a pretty good chunk of money from this TIF. And it's, like I say, completely separate from the city general fund, but it's controlled by the city, but regulated by strict rules on how those funds can be used. And I think, you have a TIF consultant that helps kind of navigate those things. But the primary goal of the TIF fund is to create economic growth. To put money into something that will help build the community and bring in more funds, sales tax and things like that. I think the brewery has benefited from TIF. I know the DJs on Chestnut, the driveway on the north side of the building, or the parking on the north side of the building, I got some help from the TIF. And the library has gotten some help. So that's the deal. The subdivision is funded from that TIF fund, okay? So I guess I'm hoping, as you guys hear things like that there's some ability to kind of, go back and, back that up or dispel those misconceptions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I think you've got a copy of that spreadsheet in here, and I just wanted to explain a couple things. There's a green stripe across, and that is, and some of these numbers may not be 100% accurate, and I could always get with Angel to clarify, but they're fairly close, I believe. That is the TIF fund at the beginning of each of those years. And of course, from 2025 on, it's all estimates. And a lot of the things on here are estimates. And I'm gonna suggest that you take another piece of paper and cover up everything but the column that says 2023. And that, just not looking at all those numbers to the right of that. And we'll go down that list on the left, because at our meeting, there were questions, and that's where Selena said, I think this would benefit everybody if they kind of understood this a little better. And I know there's some concerns in the community that there's no lots sold yet. Well, as you know, the whole project is behind by several months. We had hoped that we would be finished and oil and shipped in the middle of summer, but weather and various things have held it up a bit, and so we're behind. And so I wanted to adjust the spreadsheet accordingly, so we could, you guys have, with there, I got.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you look at that column there, the top, like I said, is what we had in the TIF fund at the beginning of 2023. And then the next item is what was distributed approximately that year. Now, this would be maybe the library needed some money, maybe the brewery got their part of what they get. I don't know if they get something every year. I don't know what. And I get $200 a year for something down at DJ's. So anyway, that's about $8,000. Below that would be is zero, because there's no land purchase payment made in 2023. But this top part here is expenses paid out of the TIF fund, okay? So the total expenses paid out of the TIF fund in 2023 is $8,000. If you go down, of course, no lots were sold then. The current TIF income with no changes, that's just the current TIF income, has nothing to do with the subdivision. That's just the money that came in 2023 from the gain on real estate taxes from any properties within the TIF district, okay? Is there any questions so far where I am? Gary, you good?
Do you have anything? I know you kind of.
We have a payment due in 24, though, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a payment later
We're
this
just
month.
looking in 2023, that's where I'm saying, if
Well,
you just
right.
cover this up, we're just
Yeah.
going right down, just so you can understand what these items on what each item is. I think 2023 kind of helps you see how the spreadsheet works. So, so that's the money coming in. So this second section here is incoming money. And of course, we haven't sold any lots, so there's no money coming in from that. There's no income generated from the housing yet. So the total income in 2023 is $105,030.28. The net difference between the 8,000 going out and the 105,000 coming in is $97,030. That number, added to the top number in green, gives you where we start in 2024. If you scoot your paper over, now we've got 2024. We're not gonna go through every year, but I think it's helpful to go through a couple of years like this and look at how it works. And then the whole spreadsheet, I think, will make sense to you. But in 2024, originally, we thought there'd be some lots sold. There weren't. So we zeroed that out. Let's see how it affects things. So, I don't know how much we have distributed out of the TIF fund this year. Our spreadsheet is saying 25,000 almost every year with a couple bumps along the way, a bigger number. So we put 25,000 in there. There was a land purchase payment made this year. I don't think there's an infrastructure payment this year. And
There's a loan payment due in December.
for the infrastructure,
Yeah.
Okay.
$100,000.
Yeah, it's well, I know, like Abby said, well, you can pay the interest, but when I did the budget, I did it as a whole payment. It's like 165,000.
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I did.
We had 118,000 for infrastructure.
You don't have
Well,
any.
that-
I don't have any in 2024,
there's
I've got
100.
0.
I think
But
that
that's
how,
where-
oh, go ahead.
No,
No,
I mean,
because I was saying, I
need-
think if the conversation I had with Abby, that was, as if we took the full, like, 1.2 million.
yeah,
Because like, we didn't know when I was doing the budget how much that payment would be, so I just went far liberal to the very
Okay,
end.
so you
Is
went-
how I did that, so it'd be, like I said, 165,000 is what she
Does
told
that
me.
include the land?
That does not include the land.
Okay.
Well,
the land's
yes,
22.
I thought
that
it-
that does include the land, yes, I'm sorry, I was thinking.
So
of the land purchase.
2024 should have 100 and some thousand, so that's gonna drop your beginning of 25 by,
Well, let's stick with 2024 for a second, if you don't
Okay.
mind, just
Well,
going down.
so your TIF expenses are off by about $140,000.
Okay, and
So-
on the bottom part, the TIF money coming in, Mike Curzine thinks that's gonna be higher. He thinks it's gonna be around 120,000. Now, I don't know what has come in yet. There's 2 payments have come in, I think, and there's 2 more payments. to come.
99,000, I think about 99,000's came in.
Okay, and he's.
And the next one will be very, very low. This
Yeah.
last one was only 4,000, the big one was like the 95,000
Yeah,
I
yeah,
talked about.
yeah, that's
So
what-
we won't get much, I mean, it won't be big
It won't
ones.
be significantly more.
No,
Well, that's
because
what the
what we're
clerk
coming
told
in
me.
towards the end are the late payments.
Yeah, the late payments,
So
so
people
it's
that's
whatever
paying in.
dribbles in.
Yeah.
So for
Okay.
24, your total TIF expenses, instead of 47,987, should probably be closer to about 160.
Okay, see, I understood we weren't paying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we're
first,
being-
No,
Because-
we have to do it this year,
We have to.
December, around Christmas is when we have to do it.
well, because we ended up having to put money out of the general fund into the TIF to zero it out, because it's actually $50,000 behind after we make the payment. Because we
What
had,
is?
we had to budget in, what was it, $50,000
But
shortfall
we
that
don't
we
have
had
to
to
pay
cover.
that until,
Yeah, we don't pay that till the very end, but you are right, we do have to pay it at some point, but it won't be.
52,000 or something. I don't
Yeah,
remember
but it's,
exact.
as long as it's done by
It's
2040.
No, I'm not talking about that. In our budgets, and when we did the budget this year, we had to do a shortfall addition to the TIF fund to cover.
Well,
The payment.
no,
I'm not talking about
well, I used the money that was already in that account. There was already money that was unspent, so then that's what I used as the shortfall to fulfill that payment, yeah.
Because what we had to do is we had to take existing TIF money
Uh-huh,
to cover the fact that the incoming year's entire budget wouldn't even cover the payment due December first.
Yeah.
So we're losing money for the year on the TIF because we're spending hundred and sixty some thousand dollars. We're only gonna take in about we hoped 108. Actually, it's gonna be less than even that. So we had to take 50 out to balance the budget, because otherwise we would've had a negative line. Cause a lot of people noticed
That
that.
50, yeah, I know, that 50 is already from the existing TIF.
Yes.
Yes,
So we
yes.
took money out of 23's
You're
TIF.
exactly, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah, now we're on the same page, yes, you are correct.
So
We
you're,
had to do that to, I wanted to show transparency.
It's taking
yeah,
them
that's
funds.
where,
Yes.
that's where people
That's
are
where they're
getting
getting that.
that.
Yeah, but I had to show for transparency in the budget.
Yeah, because we had to cover the shortfall for the first year, and it's actually not gonna be the first year, it's gonna be this year and next year.
$50,000 they budgeted to go into the TIF, so that's where people's getting that it's coming out of the general fund, cause they
Oh.
showed it coming out of the general fund, so that's where you're getting that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
people are gonna say,
Because our payment was more than what we'll take in this year.
Yeah.
You can't cross over years' budgets, so
Mhm.
you have to show this year as a loss. We'll
Well, you
have
know
to show
what,
next year as a
maybe,
loss too.
maybe what I should do then, when are you going on vacation?
next Wednesday, I leave early in the morning, I will not have no time when I come back I will, but not between here and there.
Okay.
I got a
well,
lot of things going on.
Maybe I need to fine tune this then, based on that, cause I understood that there wouldn't be any infrastructure payment this year, so.
Yeah.
No, talking to Ann, I have it at my desk.
Okay.
This year. Now, like I said, we didn't know the exact amount, so I said, well, what if we did the full 1.2 million? And she goes, well, it'd be like 165,000.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just a rough
It
estimate.
was just a rough estimate, because I had to put something in the budget, so.
Okay, so we'll know what the exact, cause I read.
Yeah,
the
now that we
numbers
have some things done and we're getting closer to December, Abby should be able to tell you. But like I said, Abby and Mike had mentioned about just doing an interest-only payment.
That's right.
But I didn't know if that was something that the board wanted to do. And Abby and Mike couldn't give me that number at the time because we didn't know what the full amount was. So then that's what I was like, we'll just do the 165,000. So I was a little fully,
Wouldn't it be better just to pay the interest since it's gonna be a short?
well,
we have a
no,
lot
I
coming
mean,
in?
you could, but I didn't know how the board was at the time when we were doing the budget.
Yeah,
I needed to have something and
okay, well,
Mhm.
I kind of understood that was the direction it was gonna go.
And we also didn't know if the lot, any lots would sell.
Yeah,
before the
yeah, there's just
budget,
some
so
variables.
We just,
Because we do our budget, I mean, we had to have it approved by basically, we did it in April,
Mhm.
and at that time, there's still a lot of variables in
Mhm.
here.
What might be good is if you and
It's good.
I and maybe Mike or Abby,
Yeah.
if we sit down and fine tune this. Because Abby put this together, when they were thinking about loaning the
Mhm.
money, they wanted to be sure everything
Yes,
was
yes,
good.
definitely.
And then I've been tweaking it, but I misunderstood that, so, let's just,
We'll just
we
discuss
can
it
do it
another
next.
time.
But I guess
Fine.
my bottom line concern is anybody, I guess disparaging, we're in this project now. And so, yeah, I was thankful that the board, approved it and went forward with it. And so I'm just hopeful that the board will also back it up and at least say, well, I don't know if that's true. Let's find out and I'll get back to you or something like that if you're getting asked questions or whatever. But, I think, it's important that, if somebody says, who would wanna build an Assumption? Well, we're selling houses like crazy in Assumption right now. And so I think there's plenty of reasons with, the companies we have here in town and, the 4-lane highway and all that. So anyway, that's,
Well, it'll help too when people can actually go down that road and look
Yes.
at lots. You've not been able to get in there to see where anything is, and, Mother Nature, you can't help that, so.
yeah.
Well, I also do want to give kudos. Travis and Donnie, they went to TIF seminars. We went to the IML, so they got to learn a lot. And asked some questions afterwards, so I appreciated them going and learning about it. All right, anybody else want to say anything for public comments? If anybody else, anybody want to say anything? All right, if not, I'll need a motion to adjourn. Oh, wait. We don't need exec, I don't need executive session for anything.
Excuse me, Mayor, I was here for the senior thing,
Yes.
and the gentleman from the elevator came in because people were parking in the spot. Do we have a sign or anything there to let strangers get down, no, this is not parking, this is
What,
access for the
is it over there on the other side of City Hall?
Yeah,
There's a sign there, isn't there? No, I'm pretty sure there's a sign there. I thought there was. I mean, we'll check after we're done. but
I was gonna say, I don't remember it, it could be there, but I wouldn't remember. If there isn't,
I
there
thought
should.
there was.
Don't
Yeah,
do any good, trust me. The city's put them down there for
yeah.
our lot, and I'll come in with a semi or something, and I can't get in my lot because there's cars parked across it. And, I'm just that far from taking my skid steer,
We-
thinking about moving them, but.
We
And
want
you guys
to-
you put signs up,
No.
it's not you guys.
No, I know, but last year, and I saw the text, there's a farmer that said Janet shouldn't park in these two spots up here. And I was like, you park there, Janet. I'm serious, didn't they,
Oh,
Janet?
yeah.
They sent me a text saying Janet shouldn't park there. I was like, no, she's going to.
No, it's, no, the signs don't do a lot, like I
Yeah.
said, I mean, you guys put them up, but it don't do any good, people don't
People
pay
weren't
attention.
great anyway, they were parked on the spot that's for the trucks. And they were
I'll
on
kinda
the
tell you
spot
this,
on,
I'll
you know, the street on the
to
south
do it
side,
to
and
the
they're headed west. I always thought if you were on the south side, you could
Educate
see
the
you
whole-
weren't headed east.
I'll do a little bit more.
It varies.
No, okay, you guys got anything else? Oh, go ahead, Don.
Okay, one, two things. I spoke to him, he's been working on my ditch.
Oh, okay.
Good
Through
job.
Caleb.
Yeah, good.
I told you, I'm not complaining, I was happy.
Yeah, I know you were, yes. We like happy people, because trust me, like this week I already got yelled at, so.
Aw,
no.
he even had the.
Yeah, she's gonna get after me for invading her civil liberties.
Remember, she's happy.
I'll tell you that one.
That's bad. But anyway, I like for him to come, Curzine, I guess it is.
Kayla, yeah,
To come down and talk to me because I like where my property is and Jane Blackett's.
yes.
It seems like with the flow of the water, when it comes, isn't gonna help, it's gonna go up to a garage and then come directly to my house, the way it's sloped.
Okay, I,
Wait, her,
well,
yeah,
and, no, and I told her we weren't done with it yet.
Yeah.
He
I,
did.
I worked till 7 or 7:30 there Friday, or Thursday night, trying to get it knocked out before
As
the
I
rain.
said, poor baby.
But, it's all right, I'm used to it. But, and Caleb knows about it, because he had looked at it too, I told him, I said, I didn't get it done, and then it rained, and it was
Yeah.
muddy, so we
Oh,
pulled
you
off.
Get back in there.
And I'll get back in there, but, Caleb did talk to me about wanting to put riprap
Yes,
along your bank there, and he's got the rock to put in there and everything, so, and she asked me about tonight, and I said, yeah, we're not done with it yet.
Okay.
And so, we are gonna put, and I did there was, from the washing of the water, cutting into her bank and the way it come around, I did kind of straighten out the creek as much as I could there,
Okay.
put that dirt back into
yeah,
your
but
side.
it just still looks like
But-
it's
Yeah,
coming more into this direction instead of out.
well, like I said, we're gonna put riprap on that bank to hold it, to keep it from washing,
Okay.
but we're not done with it yet.
Well, I know
So,
you don't, okay.
yeah, so,
All right, I appreciate
One
it.
more
Oh,
question,
go ahead.
and then I'm done, I'll shut my mouth.
Okay.
But you said he's gonna start oiling the roads.
Yes, we start Friday.
You know where I live. How come you're not oiling that? There's 5 driveways that's there.
I mean, we can talk to Darren. Darren kind of has a system that goes through that, to come up. He appropriates so much money for rocket ship. I mean, you
Yeah,
can ask him.
well, who is Darren?
Oh, Dan Murray, the street superintendent.
Oh, well, see, I don't even know I've lived to, what, 25 some years? I don't know what it is, but I don't.
All right.
Well, anyway,
Hate to bring it up, but down there in front of my mother-in-law's house, that water comes across there on the road.
Yeah, I don't know.
They-
We've been fighting that way back when Mark was a city engineer. I
Well,
just don't know how to.
We can't put any more rock in there without, unless you raise the sidewalk.
Yes.
And so either raise the sidewalk, and then we can put more rock in. But I think,
I'd have to look at it, I don't remember.
from what I've understood people say, well, I know that ditch needs cleaned out. From where their house is there, and the culvert, they say there's a culvert under,
See, I've never seen. I even went to Google Street View. Of course, Google Street View has now been updated, but even at that
I
time,
know,
I
they
never
say there's a
saw.
culvert. I haven't
I
looked.
never
Over
seen
under
it.
where?
Under Tracy Hayter's driveway. I don't know if there is or not, they said there is, that there's a culvert there. That ditch has gotten filled in,
Yes.
and then that culvert isn't even visible,
Yeah.
if it's in there.
Well, I can tell you, there's a culvert across the street from Kenny Old. There was one there 50 years ago. There was
Okay,
a
well,
culvert there, so.
they
it's
built
been
up
made good.
the guy
And I
across the
think Tracy did too. I think there was. I grew up in that neighborhood.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
well,
And there was,
yeah, they said there's a culvert under there, so it would need cleaned out, and then the ditch cleaned out, headed back north, because there's a sump down there. The water's supposed to run to the north from there,
Yes.
where it can run that
it
way.
doesn't.
And so, I mean, I put rock in it.
Yeah.
Try to help, we talked about it, but unless you raise the sidewalk, if, you know, wanna bust the sidewalk out, put a new sidewalk in and raise it, then I can put more rock in it, and then we can force the water back onto the street.
Yeah.
But, I think if that ditch was cleaned out, I haven't put a laser on it, survey
Well,
it, I
it
mean,
could be completely smashed to the ground. by
it's not my,
But
Yeah.
there
job, but I
was.
mean, I can do it, if somebody wants to see if it's feasible to do it. And see if that, you know, cleaning that ditch, I mean, it's not a big project, but, they've been fighting that for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
And as far as, you know, well, there's no solution, there's a solution, we just gotta figure out what it is. I mean,
No, I get it.
we've watered it in a lot of directions, so,
Yeah.
over the years, there's a way to fix it, it's just, something needs to be done. Either, like I said, bust out the sidewalk and pour a new sidewalk that's up higher. Of course, that trees even the sidewalk up
Yeah.
on the west side, but, I know it's not urgent with all the stuff going on in the city, but that's been a problem for quite a while. so
No, it has. It
No,
really
yeah,
has.
it has been.
So, put it in your
Maybe
memory.
remember, no, it
And if
is.
you want me to set up a laser and stick it and see if it's possible to send the water that way, I'll do it. I don't have a problem
I
with
mean,
it.
I guess that's something, I mean, that'd be something for you to have a conversation with Jack and Darren about.
Okay,
I mean, I don't know what it all entertains for putting up a laser, but, I mean,
it don't take
I
any
have no problem, Ricky, if you wanna go and talk to him.
half hour, I can tell you whether
Yeah.
you can run the water down there or not. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Looking to
I
get
appreciate-
paid,
no, I appreciate
something
your
like that. I'm
comments.
just saying,
Yeah.
if it would help out to figure out, we might look at it and go, well, that won't work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's option B. All right, if anybody has nothing else, we'll make
How
a.
would Darren have him?
She said how to get a hold of Darren.
No,
You can,
about the oil and whatever.
about oiling it, yeah, just go and talk to him. You can catch him out at the street shed if his truck's there. He'd probably be out Friday oiling in the city
Okay.
truck. So yeah, just kind of cruise around. He's in the white Chevy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, come to a committee meeting. He'll be there at the committee of the whole on the 15th. So if you want to do that too.
All right.
I know some people like come to the meeting and it's like, I'll talk to him at some point. You know, it's a small town. So.
No, I'm just interested, that's the reason.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn. Second. All those in favor say aye. The ayes have it. We are adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.